Let's take a look at what's going on with Dogecoin today, guys. Alright, so in the last video, we were watching this rising wedge, something like this. And we were breaking that falling wedge, going to the downside right here, which could have been the first signal that we are going to the downside right here, where we started kind of testing it, and then we broke it going to the downside. I talked about that in my last video. We hadn't actually broke out in the last video. We were kind of just actually waiting for a breakout. I think we were in this area. Then we started testing it, and then we actually broke that trend going to the downside, or we actually just broke the trend in general. I was watching this bottom right here, bottom or support in general, and I was watching this line right there. Then we had resistance, 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 watching this line right here. I'm on the 4-hour time frame of Dogecoin right now. We had a rising wedge, like I was just saying, and we broke that trend going to the downside, or we broke the trend in general. We didn't get like a huge, I mean, we kind of did. We had this red candle and then a green candle and then like this big red candle, but we found support right here and got a bounce to the upside. But I talk about this on my channel as well, is we'll have a trend, and when we break it, if we start, like, if we don't just immediately start going to the downside and like just completely falling with volume, like big red volume, then the other thing that I'll do is watch the top, and then I'll watch the bottom right here. Like, let's say we get support, and then so I'll watch the bottom right here. So basically I'm watching these two lines right now, or I was. Still am, but yeah. So instead of just, I mean, this could have been the first signal, but then we draw these lines going sideways. And if we break the bottom one, then this is more of a confirmation that we are going to the downside. We are breaking that line right there, but we also broke it a couple times right here. So I'm watching the bodies pretty much on the 4-hour time frame. We wicked down right here, we wicked down right here, we wicked down right here. Is this gonna be another wick? Like, are we gonna, okay, so we have 14 minutes to close this candle, this red candle. If we close it below this line right here, like let's say we finish this candle right here, and then we get another candle, and let's see if it's red or green. But if it's red, then it's kind of more of a confirmation that we probably are going to go down. If we look at the bigger time frame, I think the falling wedge is still intact. Let's actually just look at that real quick. Let's switch over to the daily time frame. And this is the other thing that we've been watching on this channel, is this little wick right here, this little bottom right here, that was a wick. And then this, which gave us this line right here. And then we found support right at that trend line right there. Got a bounce to the upside. So like I was saying, technically this falling wedge is still intact in my opinion. We haven't broken that bottom support like super hardcore with a bunch of volume, because you know, when we break these trend lines, we're also looking at the volume. How is the volume doing? Are we starting to get spikes, either green, or I'm trying to find a red one, but we got like these ones, like these bigger red candles of volume. So yeah, that's basically what I'm watching right now, is the smaller time frame. Well, okay, so on the bigger time frame, I'm watching this falling wedge pattern. What I want to see this do is continue to do that, maybe find support again right here. We could even dip below a little bit. The next spot that I'd be looking at is 10 cents if we continue to break to the downside. Like, let's say we broke this support right here and then we push down. The next spot that I'd be looking at is 10 cents as a target, and maybe we can get a bounce like that. Like, maybe we'll break the support, get a fake out, and then push to the upside. But the other thing that I'm kind of thinking is maybe it'll just stay in between these two lines, keep bouncing in between there, get tighter and tighter, and then actually break the resistance going sideways. Then maybe we have to go sideways for a while, and then we can start pushing to the upside. We did that back here where we had this falling wedge like that. We broke that resistance going to the upside. We found some resistance right here, but and I don't know, it took a while for us to actually start moving to the upside. But like all in this area, each one of these candles is a day, so it took a while for us to actually start getting a pump to the upside. maybe we're going to do the same thing, and that's what I've been talking about in my videos, is maybe we'll do something like this, start going sideways, and then later on push to the upside. But the first thing we have to do is break that resistance going to the upside until we want to get more bullish. Let's go back to the 4-hour time frame though. In the meantime, I have a feeling that we might be pushing to the downside. I'm not trading this though, so take it with a grain of salt. But like I talked about in the last video, rising wedge, same thing like a falling wedge. Like I was just talking about, a rising wedge is actually bearish, usually, and we didn't break that falling wedge to the upside. So I think there's, like I've talked about it a couple videos ago, that there might be some more blood in the water still, and it looks like we're really testing that support right there, and or breaking it. We came down, found support on that line. So we came down, bounced right here, found support, bounced up, found resistance, giving us that line, and then we started trending down. But let's see, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, okay, so we came down, found a little bit of support right here, held 2 candles right here, and then the next candle, it looks like we're starting to get a red candle pushing to the downside. So this might be confirmation that we might be heading lower. What I would do is, maybe if I was shorting it, I would probably target this bottom right here, somewhere around .154, maybe even down here at .143. Like I said, I'm not trading this, but those are the spots that I'd be looking at. And then if we came down and broke that support going to the downside, I'd be looking at 10 cents, and then I would start probably buying up 10 cents. Or that's what I would probably have a limit order if we start. I might put a limit order at 10 cents just to kind of hedge my bets a little bit. Right now I don't have any money, but this is where the next spot that I might be dollar cost averaging in. And if you follow my channel, I've been dollar cost averaging at these Fibonacci retracement levels, something like that. We had a big, huge run to the upside. We started having trouble right here. I took profits right here because we had a trend line, something like this. Once we broke that trend line going to the downside and we started having trouble pushing up, then I took profits in this area and been dollar cost averaging on the way down with these Fibonacci retracement levels. Okay, so we had the big run, right? And then once we started having trouble, or I thought maybe we're topping out, just to play with the idea, got the Fibonacci retracement tool and drug from the bottom of the run to the top of the run, and that's where I got those levels that I'm watching, and I've been dollar cost averaging on. Would it have been smart? I mean, I guess the smarter thing would have been to just take profits and then stay out of Dogecoin until it like completely went down, but I wasn't sure how far it's going to go down, or if it was just going to start popping back up again. Once I took profits, it actually went down and then came back up, and when in this area I was kind of like sweating, because I was like, oh, it's even higher. It like went higher than even where I took profits, so I was like, oh, maybe we're going to go back up. So it's kind of hard to call the tops and the bottoms, but yeah, so that's why I use these Fibonacci retracement levels to dollar cost average in as we go down. Hopefully we can get a pump and go back to the upside and then even break out of there, but I don't know if that's going to happen, especially like right now. So we're going to have to wait and see. I'm kind of curious if like the bull run is over. I mean, because we had this little, last year was a halving year. We had a nice little run to the upside, came down, had a pretty decent, like a very good run to the upside again, and then now we're coming down again. So especially when you kind of go back and let's go to the daily. Especially when you go back and especially when you go back and in this area, we're trying to kind of just going sideways. I mean, there was some nice moves in here. We had a nice move right there, came down, nice move, decent move, a pretty decent move. I mean, if you do the ruler for some of these levels, like this one right here, that was 160%. From the bottom right there up is 42%. From the bottom right here up was like 64%. So those little runs aren't like like a joke. You know what I mean? Those runs that we were getting, even when we were just going sideways, like they might not have been these like super. I mean, these really good runs, especially this one. This one is really good, but even in these like sideways areas, we could. There's still some decent opportunities to be had. So that's what I'm thinking. I'm like I said, on the daily time frame, watching a falling wedge. Hopefully, we can break that resistance going up. We might have to go sideways for a while before we actually really start running again. But I mean, who knows how long that'll take? But that's pretty much what I'm looking at on the daily. And then, like I said, on the 4 hour time, on the 4 hour time frame, on the 4 hour time frame, we have this little support right here that looks like it's getting broken, going to the downside. Like I said, I would probably, in a falling wedge, basically you target the bottom of the pattern. Same thing with the rising wedge. So if we zoom out, we don't target the bottom of the rising wedge, but a falling wedge. But on the falling wedge, you target the top of the pattern. Hopefully that makes sense. So yeah, that about does it. I woke up early today. Hopefully I can get a better sleep schedule and start making videos for you guys on a more regular basis in the mornings. But yeah, it was kind of hard getting up for a while. I've been tired. But yeah, let's see if I can start getting on track again and start waking up early, starting getting used to this time change. Let me know what you guys are thinking, though. If you guys liked the video, hit that thumbs up. And if you want to watch the last video, check it out right here. If you're new to trading, check out this playlist right here. It'll help get you started with TradingView. All right, I'll see you guys in the next one.